sustainability,
natural heritage,
future,
environmental challenges,
climate change,
sustainable development,
wealth,
nature protection,
evergreen,
climate resilience,
natural heritage.
local impact.
What if regional development could heal nature rather than harm it? This is a crucial question. Across Europe, ecosystems are in crisis. Wetlands are vanishing, habitats are shrinking, and biodiversity is under threat. The NATUREFIN project rises to meet these challenges by transforming how regional development aligns with nature and how sustainable finance supports that transformation. Led by Corvinus University of Budapest and spanning 6 regions, NATUREFIN empowers local authorities to rethink policy instruments, integrate biodiversity, and unlock nature-positive investments.
The power of NATUREFIN lies within the fact that it combines basically 2 kinds of expertise. One is the expertise of regional authorities, municipalities, county policy officers who are basically regulating local development policies. And of course, also increasingly a part of their job is to take into account environmental considerations. And of course, impacts, potentially negative impacts on nature and biodiversity is becoming a very, very serious and crucially important topic in Europe. We've lost a significant part of the biodiversity, but maybe not, we haven't lost everything. So there are actually some ways to restore biodiversity, restore nature, restore ecosystem services. We can call these nature-positive economies and nature-positive investments. First of all, we still need to raise further awareness within the financial system so that basically they also have these kinds of nature-positive outcomes on their radars. So like training, awareness raising, all kinds of efforts are needed here. And also I think we should be focusing on, again, the combination of regional development policies by local authorities, how these kinds of local policies can be combined with basically financial policies.
In NATUREFIN, we explore how biodiversity finance can be applied in real regional contexts. Local businesses are dependent on nature and its services, and their operations directly impact local ecosystems and communities. We work directly with municipalities and regional authorities to better understand these interdependencies and help them improve policy instruments.
By learning from each other and sharing good practices, we aim to tackle common challenges like biodiversity loss and climate change and ensure that sustainable development respects and protects our natural heritage.
Through the NATUREFIN project, the Badajoz Provincial Council aims to improve our strategic grant plan by defining biodiversity finance criteria to promote regional development by supporting investment that protect and prevent biodiversity loss.
At this time, it is time to focus more on sustainable funding, and that is what the NATUREFIN project led us to do. For Heinola, it especially gives the resources for updating our economic development program. And of course, we have a chance to collaborate with all these wonderful partners around Europe.
Through the NATUREFIN project, the Municipality of Maliq aims to, first, the general local plan should be revised, including integrating sustainable finance instruments, and secondly, green investment areas should be developed, such as identifying and promoting areas suitable for green investment. Third, implement monitoring and enforcement mechanisms, such as establishing systems to ensure compliance with environmental standards.
Paggaio area has the privilege to have a precious Natura 2000 area with thousands of endemic species, while at the same time it has 65 kilometers of impressive beaches that attract thousands, hundreds of thousands of tourists, and that's why it also attracts too many investments. This is in opposition with the Natura 2000 area on the mountain, which means that we have minimum investments there that affects the conservation of biodiversity. What we want to achieve is to improve the balance between those things.
biodiversity finance can incentivize sustainable land use practices, agroecologically, and ecotourism, aligning conservation with income generation for rural communities. We hope that our participation will help us to identify current biodiversity-related expenditures and quantify funding gaps, and enable us to mainstream nature into local and regional development strategies. We hope to be able to assert Beiras and Serra da Estrela region as a model region for how rural and ecologically rich territories can finance nature effectively, integrate it into development, and build a resilient and inclusive future.
We have been developing energy projects for climate change mitigation and net-zero solutions for climate change adaptation and to enhance biodiversity. We also focus on sustainable mobility and the circular economy through projects co-funded by the European Union and our own funds.
In Finland, we are very happy to still have a very pleasant climate and a nature that provides us resilience towards extreme weather conditions. And we of course want to keep it that way in the future. And we still hope that the other regions in Europe would have that same with their own nature as well.
Maliq experience offers valuable insight for other regions facing similar challenges. First, it is the integration of sustainable finance into local planning, because the municipalities are forced to incorporate green investment strategies into the general local plan. The second is the community-centric approach, and the third is the cross-border collaboration.
The experience of having differently developed areas in a short region, like the district of the municipality of Paggaio, is very important because we find in many places, and if we can find solutions that can be tested and improve this balance, that would be beneficial for others and can be transferable to other areas as well.
Through expert-led learning, peer collaboration and hands-on workshops, the project strengthens both public and private capacities to protect ecosystem while meeting the growing demand for sustainable finance.